Hi, everyone. I'm Jen Levy. I'm the Executive Director of the Association of Nature Center Administrators, and I'm joined today by Amber Parker, who is the President and CEO of the IMES Nature Center in Knoxville, Tennessee. Amber is an educator, a nonprofit leader, and she is our featured speaker at this year's ANCA Annual Summit. Amber, welcome.
Thank you, Jen. I'm so excited to be, part of this, and I'm looking forward to being part of the summit and connecting with all of our community.
So, the title of your talk is about storytelling, which we know is just a core part of the work that we do at our organizations. Can you give us a little preview of what folks can expect?
Yes. So as we all know, storytelling is an incredibly important part of our field. We tell stories all the time, whether it's to our donors or to, our program participants. Storytelling is key to what we do. But
Mhm.
we also have to remember that storytelling can be external, how we're sharing about our organization, but it's also internal because we're telling ourselves stories that may or may not be true. And so it's really important, I think, to understand that and to really think about how our internal stories carry us forward and understand why that matters.
I love that you're diving into both. I hear often from our members about that underlying feeling of scarcity,
Mhm.
wondering if they're doing enough, are they serving enough people, enough community members, or just trying to stretch those very limited resources.
Yes. Those narratives that we have, those quiet stories that we tell ourselves shape everything that we do as leaders. And I think it takes a bit of life to learn that. And certainly a lot of us are really understanding more about how those internal narratives shift and move, but also how they keep us in places of scarcity or abundance. And so I think it's really important for us to think about those things and how we can transform our leadership by understanding our internal stories and then making sure that they are true and modifying them if they have to be in order to be able to do our jobs as well as we can.
That's really powerful. I think this is going to be both practical and deeply reflective. You'll also be leading a facilitated session later at the summit, building on the themes of your talk.
Yes. So I'm excited about it. That's a big goal of this is to understand, talk about crafting stories, talk about sort of high level internal stories, but then go into a little bit more depth, really look at how we are crafting stories for our own individual organizations, sharing that with each other, inspiring each other, deepening our relationships with each other, but also planning for that with our community. It's all about how we recognize what we're doing, how we reframe it if we have to, and then also understanding the stories that could be holding us back and how we need to modify those as well.
Mhm. I think this is going to resonate with a lot of members of our community. Amber, thank you so much for being with me today and for bringing this message to the summit.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited and I can't wait to see everyone.
Me too. Amber, you and I have both been part of the ANCA community for a while now. You're a longtime member. You served on the ANCA board. Tell me a little bit about how attending the summit has impacted your career and your work as a leader.
ANCA has been everything to me in my career. It has been a place where I found a lot of inspiration and finding real connection with people. I probably email or text message or speak to someone within the ANCA community almost every day. I've
Mm.
formed really strong bonds with them, and just being able to call somebody up and in a very shorthand way say, this is the problem I have. How would you handle it? Is incredibly important. And it's shaped my leadership. It's made me a better person as a leader, but also just as a person in general, because the people in ANCA are some of the best people in the world. And I'm really lucky to be able to work in this field, work with everyone here. And I'm always so lucky to be able to come to the summit and reconnect.
Great. Thank you. If you all are ready to reconnect with your mission, with your message, and maybe even yourself, I hope that you will join us at the summit and for this inspiring session with Amber Parker. We will see you there.
Thanks.